Two moves by the Browns have just come out and caught fans completely off guard, and they could shift the direction of the season as early as this week. With a crucial showdown against the undefeated Packers on deck, Cleveland made some subtle but strategic roster adjustments. But what really turned heads was a potential answer to one of the franchise's biggest nightmares over the past decade: the kicking disaster. Could this finally be the fix? Stick around, because besides unexpected reinforcements on offense and defense, there's also a well-known NFL name who might be headed to Cleveland. Let's start with the roster changes the team just made. The Cleveland Browns are tweaking the roster ahead of a massive Week 3 showdown against the unbeaten Green Bay Packers, and they're hoping a couple of fresh faces can bring a spark. On Saturday, the Browns called up wide receiver Caden Davis and rookie cornerback Dom Jones from the practice squad, adding some juice to both sides of the ball as they gear up for Sunday's clash. And that's not all. DeAndre Carter, who's been working through concussion protocol, got the green light to suit up. He's officially good to go, giving the Browns an experienced return man and a reliable short yardage weapon just in time. ESPN's Adam Schefter also confirmed that kicker Andre Szmyt is back in action, with no injury designation heading into game day. Now, these may not be blockbuster moves, but they're the kind that could quietly influence the outcome, especially with inactives still under wraps and the team looking to find any edge it can. Davis brings straight-line speed and special teams upside, the kind of traits that can flip field position or keep a defense honest on gadget plays. As for Dom Jones, the rookie could be tossed into the mix if injuries continue to thin out Cleveland's secondary, especially in dime packages or late-down coverage looks. Carter's return feels extra important right now. The offense has been sputtering a bit through the first two games, and having his shiftiness back in the lineup helps unlock the short game while also stabilizing special teams. And with Szmyt cleared, there's one less thing for Kevin Stefanski to stress about if this one turns into a tight battle. Let's be real, the Browns don't have time to ease into anything. They're already sitting at the bottom of the AFC North, and now they're staring down a red-hot Packers team that's 2-0 and looking like they've got their act together on both sides of the ball. This game could be a tone setter or a backbreaker, and Cleveland knows it. But if you thought that was interesting, the next update is even more shocking, and it just dropped. One of the best kickers in the NFL could be on his way to Cleveland. Let's be honest, kicking in Cleveland has been a revolving door of frustration for years now. Over the last decade, the Browns have cycled through more kickers than most teams do quarterbacks, and the results speak for themselves. Bottom of the league in extra point percentage? Check. Struggling on chip shots inside 40 yards? Yep. Practically allergic to hitting from 40-49? You bet. It's been rough. Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry have tried everything, drafting kickers, rolling the dice on young legs. But aside from a solid stint from Dustin Hopkins in 2023-24, nothing has truly stuck. And even Hopkins, who earned Pro Bowl alternate honors, hit a wall last season and got shown the door. Just when it seemed like they had finally cracked the code, boom, back to square one. But maybe, just maybe, the answer to Cleveland's kicking curse just fell into their lap. Younghoe Koo, yep, that Younghoe Koo, was just released by the Falcons after 7 years in Atlanta. Once a top-tier NFL kicker and Pro Bowler in 2020, Koo's production slipped recently, mostly due to a nagging hip injury that landed him on IR late last season. Still, when healthy, this guy was automatic. We're talking 94.9% accuracy and a league-leading 37 made field goals just a few years ago. Sure, he dipped to 86.5% in 2023 and fell off harder in 2024, but he was also hurt. And here's the kicker, pun intended. He still ranks 15th all-time in field goal percentage across the entire NFL. At one point, he was second on that list. That kind of resume doesn't just vanish overnight. Now, with Andre Szmyt limping into Week 3 with a calf injury and already having cost Cleveland 4 critical points in the 1-point loss to Cincinnati, the door is wide open for the Browns to make a move. Even if they're not ready to fully give up on Szmyt, this is the perfect time to bring in competition. Let them battle it out. Iron sharpens iron, right? Koo's biggest red flag? Clutch kicking. He's only hit 68.5% of kicks that could tie or take the lead in the final minute. That's not ideal. But here's the thing. How many options do the Browns realistically have? The waiver wire isn't exactly brimming with reliable vets, and this team cannot afford to drop more close games because the kicking game falls apart in crunch time. The Falcons have moved on, but that doesn't mean Koo's done. He was lights out in preseason and training camp, hitting 92% of his kicks and winning the job again until injuries derailed him. If Cleveland's looking for a way out of the kicker carousel, signing Koo could be the best shot they've got right now. The Browns are pulling out all the stops to turn things around, making smart roster moves and finally facing the kicking curse head-on. If they want to save the season, they've got to act now. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a thing about the Browns.